Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy T, putting the G in geek, coming to you with another episode of On the Hunt. You know, the weekly web series where I kind of tell you guys the hot books that I'm looking for. I gotta start this video off by saying, you know, this isn't really investment advice. This isn't really financial advice, you know what I mean? We're just trying to get some of the hot books for cover price. It's just for fun, so don't spend your rent money. Another point of this video is to share information with each other, share information with me. I don't know what you're getting. I may want to get it. The day is young. It's the best day of the week, comic day. So let's get right to it. So first things first, we're going to cover some Marvel. The first book I'm going to pick up from Marvel this week is The Amazing Spider-Man #1. This is the new series by Nick Spencer and Ryan Ottley, looking to breathe some new life into Spider-Man, thank God. I didn't exactly 100% hate Slott. I think he did some pretty good stuff, but I'm really glad to see them kind of go into another direction. It's also supposed to be the debut of a new character, so that might be something to grab. So to go along with that, I'm also going to grab one of the free copies of The Amazing Spider-Man #1, the behind the scenes edition. This is just a black and white book. It doesn't really have any words in it, but it's just pencils. But again, if there's some legs to that new debut character, you know, that book could go far. I could see people kind of looking for it because, I mean, it would be technically still a first appearance in the pencils. So I don't know, though. Again, you'd have to have some belief in that character that it has some legs. The next book I'm going to pick up is Old Man Logan #43. This is the first appearance of a new character named Shadow Tracer, so I've actually read some stuff about that, so I'm going to pick that up for sure. And lastly, for events, as far as events go, at least I'm going to grab X-23 #1, the new series. It's a new X-23 book. It's always a popular character. Laura Kinney's usually pretty badass, so we'll have to see how that plays out. But yeah, definitely. I do like the Choi cover. I do like how it's kind of got the painted look to it. I don't know, I'm on the fence, but I think I'm liking it more than I'm not, so I'll probably pick it up for sure. And only one book I'd grab for the cover this week, and that is Darth Vader #18, the Rod Reese Galactic Icon variant. I've skipped most of these Galactic Icon variants, you know what I mean? I grabbed the first one because it was the first one. It got a bunch of mention around it, but they haven't really done anything. But at least this one's a nice Vader cover. I do like kind of the Vader cover. It's got good colors and stuff like that. So, you know, Darth Vader's always something, you know, I find him a striking image. I definitely grab that. And that's going to do it for Marvel. Next, we're going to move on to DC, and it's kind of a big week from DC, so we're going to try to get through that. The first book I'm going to grab is Titans #23. This is the debut of the all-new Titans team. It's supposed to be sold out. Plus, the cover's pretty sweet. It's a pretty sweet Peterson cover, so I do like it. I'll definitely grab that. The next book I'm going to pick up is Superman #1, just the regular cover A. I don't mind the cover A, you know what I mean? For this, I'm just going to grab the regular. It's the debut of the new Superman series. It's got Bendis writing, so I'm really interested to see the kind of the direction that they go in with that. It's supposed to be pretty cool. It's supposed to be a good series, so I'll check that out. And to go with that, I would grab Superman #1, the Adam Hughes variant. Adam Hughes on a Superman cover. It's kind of something different, you know what I mean? It's always good to see Adam Hughes kind of do some iconic characters, I guess the word I'm looking for is. You know how we saw him doing Cap last week or a couple weeks ago, and now we get to see him on the Superman, so that's kind of cool. I'm glad. I do like it. I love the exaggerated spit curl on the front, you know what I mean? Definitely very Superman-esque on the Hughes there. And then, again, I would grab Superman #1. We'll just stay in the vein of that. I would grab the Mac cover. Not really a must pick up, but it's a nice watercolor cover. I really do like it. I know some people don't like the lack of the face on the Mac cover, but I don't know, it looks kind of abstract. I actually really do like it. You know, it's something I'm going to pick up for sure. I do like the Mac covers, so yeah, that's going to do it for as far as events. I knew I threw some covers in there, but you know, why stray off the Superman book just to come back to it? So the books I grabbed just for the covers this week is Detective Comics #984, the Mark Brooks variant cover. This is a really nice Brooks. I would say my favorite Batman cover of his yet. I think Batman looks really kind of dark, rugged, really good detail on it, awesome. And I really like how you even get a classic Harley in the background, kind of on the neon sign in the back there. I think that's really cool. It's a must pick up for the PC for sure. The next thing I'd pick up is the Flash number 50, the Francesco Mattina variant. Mattina, baby, for cover price. You know what I mean? I always am grabbing the Mattinas for cover price, so I'm just going to stick to that. Keep that going. Next, I would grab Hawkman number 2, the Stefan Sejic variant. This is a really great cover. I'm loving the dragon. I really love what Sejic's been kind of doing with the Hawkman covers. They got really great detail. I love the scaling, how Hawkman looks so tiny, but still he's ready to kind of dive in there and just get to battling with the huge dragon. The dragon looks very fantasy-esque, which I'm liking, because, you know, I do like kind of medieval dragons and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd probably grab that for the PC. Next up, I'd grab Suicide Squad number 44, another Francesco Mattina variant. Again, Mattina's baby for cover price. You know what I mean? So definitely keep that going. Grab that Mattina cover. It's really nice. One of the nicer, in my opinion, probably the nicer Mattina cover this week. So I'm going to grab that. And lastly, I'm going to grab Wonder Woman number 50, the Jenny Friesen B cover. Finally, a Friesen worth adding to the PC. It's been a while. Friesen's very hit or miss for me, you know what I mean? Sometimes the faces seem off and stuff. But I think this is actually one of the better ones. I'm not sure how many more she has going on this, but I actually really like this one. I love the pose. I love it. It looks really regal. I don't know. And I don't mind the face. So, still, pretty good pickup. So yeah, that's gonna do it for DC. Next up, we're gonna move on to some Image books. The first Image book I'm gonna mention really is called Die 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 number 1. This is a surprise drop from Image. I don't know how many, I don't know, it seems like it's a surprise. A lot of people are really talking about it. It's got good buzz. It seems like a good series. I couldn't really find the solicitation, so I couldn't really tell you guys what it's about, unfortunately. Like I said, I think it was a surprise drop, so that's kind of awesome, you know what I mean? So make sure you get your hands on one of those, especially if you're into it quick, but I could see it going up. The next book I'm going to pick up that looks kind of cool is Farmhand number 1. This is from Eisner winner Rob Guillory from the Chew series. He writes a new story about a farmer that grows spare organs for profit. The only problem is it seems he has something dark and sinister growing under the ground as well. It's kind of cool. It looks like he looks growing organs for profit. It seems kind of gritty, kind of dark, definitely. So, I'm going to pick that up. The next book I'm going to pick up is Outpost Zero number 1. This is another new Image number 1. It's a story about a group of friends who graduate into adulthood in the smallest town in the universe, so I guess it's something kind of intergalactic there. Everything seems quaint in this town. Everybody's kind of going along their regular lives, but supposedly it's far from easy. I don't know. I like those kind of tales where it's kind of just like regular people with the struggles of regular life. So I don't know. It might be kind of neat. You might have some different angles because it is a sci-fi story, obviously, about some small city, and it looks like some serious things happen, so I don't know, I'm gonna have a flip through that. And lastly, from Image, I'm gonna grab Rat and Queens number 10, the Linsner cover, the B. An alright cover by Linsner, definitely something to add to the collection for me. I really like the Linsner covers, so I liked Rat Queens. I really liked the first volume. It was a great series, really raunchy and raw, so I'm glad to have a Linsner cover to add to it. And yeah, that's all about all I'm going to pick up from Image. We're going to move right on to Aftershock next, and there's really only one book I'm going to pick up from Aftershock this week, and that is Relay number 1. This is a new book with a story by Donny Cates in it. It's about a perfect future of intergalactic travel and community. Every newly discovered planet is connected through something called the Relay. A character named Jad Carter, I think his name's Jad. Jad Carter is a Relay employee who has his idea of reality and universe shattered when he meets the Relay's creator. Again, Donny Cates in it. Might be something really cool. It's got to be something that sounds kind of interesting, you know what I mean? I'm not too much into sci-fi, but you never know. Yeah, so I'm going to definitely check that out from Aftershock. Now I'm going to move on to Alterna Comics. Again, only one book I'm going to grab from Alterna Comics, and that is Metaphase number 1. It's only $1.50 to grab this one. It's a story about a boy with Down syndrome that wants to be like his superhero father. So enter the corporation metamakers who give people superpowers. But at what cost? So I guess something bad's going to happen to him, or at least there's going to be trials and tribulations surrounding that. Not only is it interesting because it's about a hero with Down syndrome, I don't know if that's really been displayed yet. It'd be interesting to see how it plays out. But I also kind of like the ASM 300 homage that they got going on in the cover. So if I see that around for $1.50, I'll probably pick that up from Alterna. Next up, Boom Studios. Again, it's going to be a trend. The rest of these companies, I'm really only grabbing one book. The book I'm grabbing from Boom Studios is Ruin World #1. This is a fun-looking series. The only problem is that it was translated from digital, and it's an all-ages book, so it's kind of in a void for me. You know how I feel about kids' books. They never really hold up, you know what I mean? I think some Sonics might have, I don't know. But I mean, it is sold out in many places, so I figured it is worth the mention. I personally am going to stay away from it, but if you kind of like the all-ages stuff, or maybe something for a quick flip, it might be something for you guys to look for. That's going to do it for Boom. Next, I'm going to move on to some Dark Horse comics. The book I'm going to grab up from Dark Horse this week is called She Could Fly #1. It's a story of a girl who has been seen flying and explodes, resulting in her fiery death. The only thing is nobody knows who she was, how she flew, or why. It isn't until a 15-year-old girl becomes obsessed with the story that she kind of uncovers more and more layers. I don't know, it sounds like it's one of those kind of conspiracy theories, like not even knowing why she flew or how is kind of interesting. Like, was she an experiment? Was she hit with superpowers? I don't know. As they uncover it, it might have some good twists and turns. Definitely a good conspiracy story I'm going to check out. Yeah, that's going to do it for Dark Horse. Moving right along, we're going to keep it moving. We're going to move on to Devil's Due. And the book I'm going to grab from Devil's Due is called Little Girl #1. This is a story about a cursed stuffed animal that holds the spirit of a murdered girl who lashes out at the living. However, her bloodlust leads her to piece together answers about how she died and how she lived. Again, it's a horror pick. The cover looks kind of creepy with the way the little girl looks ghostly on it. I don't know, something to flip through for sure. That's about it for Devil's Due. Next, I'm going to move on to a small studio called Mad Cave Studios. The book I'm going to grab from this small company is called Midnight Task Force #1. This is not necessarily a spec pick, but it is a very small press book, so any future demand would drive it up. And I mean, it does sound cool. I think the story sounds really good. I mean, listen to it. It's a nightmarish Detroit in 2055 where it's plagued with a series of brutal murders, and it's up to a schizophrenic detective to solve the case. I mean, the end line reads, will Aiden be able to maintain his grip on reality long enough to solve the case? So, I don't know, I have a feeling it's going to be a really dark future, brutal murder, schizophrenia, like the detective has it. So, you know, he's going to be really crazy, acting irrational. It's probably going to be gritty. I'm guessing it's not going to really be a kid's book. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to see too much of this. So if I see it, I'm definitely going to have a flip through it. If it looks how it sounds as far as story goes, it could be something really good, and I'd probably pick it up. Yeah, so kind of maybe give that one a look if you see it on one of those shelves from Mad Cave Studios. Well, guys, I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of On the Hunt. You know, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that good stuff, you know what I mean? Check out the website. We always got good books on there. Search out Saddle City on eBay. We always got books on for sale on there as well. More content coming, you know what I mean? Thanks for everybody for tuning in, checking it out. I hope this kind of helped you guys get some of those hot books. I'd love to stay in chat with you guys, but you know what I mean? Time is ticking. Got to get my butt out there and get these books. Hope you guys have good luck getting these books too. See you next week. Peace.